And now we're going to go into the actual Mishkan. And here's your picture. What you should do, oh, it's not in your pages.
I did, no, I did.
Oh, you did number it?
Yeah,
all right. But you're handing it out, or it's in there already?
No, it's in there.
Oh, it's in there. So you might want to, is yours a staple? Oh, you can't. But you want to go back to this every now and then, because we're going to going back to what are the different things in the Mishkan. I'm sure you all know. We do it every year. And here's a nice picture of the Mishkan. Now this is the Mishkan. This is not the big, please, one second. And it's not the Mikdash. Okay, skip.
Yeah, 103 on the Yehudi.
103 on Yehudi. Very nice.
Yeah.
The big skip, I know, it's big. And some of the others are big also.
Yeah.
You know, Yehudi is the biggest word there, 5 letters. Okay, great. All right, so you see the dimensions. You also notice, well, they call this the Mishkan, but truthfully, it's really only the centerpiece, that covered area that's there, which only the Kohen Gadol and, well, some of the other Kohen can also walk in, Moshe Rabbeinu, they can walk in this, but still it's only that covered area. Regular Jews could not go in there. Levium could not go in there. That's the actual Mishkan. The rest of it is the courtyard of the Mishkan, but the whole thing is usually referred to as Mishkan. Because it's not a tent, because the tent of meeting, the Mishkan is covered. Tents are covered. You have a cover, so the rain is not usually coming in on you. Well, not so much. Anyway, but the open part, rain would certainly come in on you. So the open part is not the Mishkan, but it's the Mishkan surroundings. And it's still part of what we call the Mishkan, because we would go in there to see what's going on. Notice the Ark of the, not of Covenant, the Ark of, I'm saying it badly, the Mizbeach, the altar, not Ark, is there. You see smoke coming off of it, and there's a wash basin there. I don't know if that's the correct placement, but it's like something like that. And then further up, you walk in, actually you couldn't, but Kohanim can, to the actual Mishkan, which then there's a picture of all this stuff on the side. We're going to talk about each of these elements as we progress in the Mishkan. Now, first of all, right in the beginning, before even all that, the Torah portion starts out with V'yedaber Hashem el Moshe Lemor, famous pasuk that's a lot of times used in what? The Torah, right? Over 100 and something times. The next pasuk is our main entrance into what's going on. So it says, Daber el Bnei Yisrael v'yichu li Teruma. The word Teruma is not until into the second pasuk, 3, 6, 7 words into the second pasuk, till we actually see the name that's given to the parsha. Like with Shmot, parsha, it's Ela Shmot. It's the second word. Sometimes it's the first word. Last week was Ela HaMishpatim. HaMishpatim was the word, right? But it's really Mishpatim without the hey that's used for the kind of little thing. Hello, Herman. Welcome. We're right in the beginning. You're perfect timing. You missed the current event stuff, but that's okay. You're getting to the main good stuff. So we're on the page number 4 called Remembrance, and there's a picture right before it of the Mishkan in the desert, and we'll be going back and forth to that picture. Rose, I thought you were going to do it as a separate sheet. She forgot to do it.
Rose, give me one of these.
Yeah, there's an invitation, Herman, to, that's from the class, actually it's from the Kimia, who's inviting you, well, from the yeshiva of, right,
okay?
Right,
And
which is,
it's free, and there'll be stuff to eat.
There'll be refreshments, free shirim by some good rabbis, great rabbis actually. We know one. I know one of them pretty well. The other one I don't know, but I'll see him. I'm sure. I'm going to try to go next Tuesday. I'm going to try. Okay, so
the children are coming.
Okay,
That's nice.
all right, that's nice. So pasuk number 2 we're looking at right now of what's called remembrance is Daber b'nei Israel. Speak to the children of Israel, that they take, vayikhu, that they take, li, to me, Teruma. Teruma is like a present. Yeah. They want to give God a present. That's nice. God likes to get a present. It's his birthday, let's say, right? Just kidding about that. Me'et kol ish asher yidavenu lavo tachu at Terumati. You'll take your Terumati, everyone who desires to give me a present. That's where Teruma is actually mentioned. But it's not mentioning anything about the Mishkan yet. That doesn't happen until after this page. This page starts with ends with a samech, because that's the end of a mini parsha. This whole first part is a mini parsha, and it's talking about what type of elements you're going to bring to me as Teruma. And it lists all the elements that you'll bring. But one pasuk here I want to note before we get to the code, and that's pasuk number 8, Ket. It says on 8, Ket, it says, V'asu li mikdash v'shachanti b'socham. Look right there at that. What does that say? V'asu li mikdash, on the Aron cover, Rose, if you want to turn around and see it. Right, you can take a picture if you want. V'asu li mikdash v'shachanti b'socham. That's what it says on there. What does that mean? Well, it means make for me a mikdash, a temple, or a place which is holy, a holy place. Make for me a holy place. Not Mishkan. Mishkan means where you can dwell with you. Because Shakanti is Mishkan, right? But this is not Shkuna, the neighbor. Somebody's going to dwell near you or with you. This is Mikdash, like we say Beit HaMikdash, which is where we get that name for later on. But right now it's going to be just a Mishkan, right? Vasuli Mikdash, Vashakanti Besocham really would mean, and make me a temple, make me a holy place, and that I will dwell, what?
Within you.
Within you. That's correct, within you. The word Hem is you, we know that, not Hem, which is they. I'll dwell within you, but wait a minute, he wants to dwell in, shouldn't he be saying dwell in it?
No.
Well, it's not going to tell him what it should have said. It should have said, if it was proper, it would have said, dwell in it. Want to dwell in it, this thing that you're building. God's going to dwell in it, but he's not dwelling just in a house that you're building for him. He's truly dwelling within you. So even when we don't, it's, well, I got off, don't do that. All right, it's dwelling in you. Everyone has a piece of God in him. Even without a Mishkan, we have God. But with a Mishkan, with a temple, we have God in our midst there. He'll make this a dwelling place, and he's dwelling with you. If you do the right thing in the Mishkan and in life, then he's truly dwelling with you. Yes, question.
Okay, but just one problem with the grammar here. If it were within you and not within them, it would have been betochechem.
I just said that. I just got finished saying hem. This is hem. This is you.
But
you plural.
It's not. That's the whole problem.
Okay, it's not exactly. That's correct. That's what I'm saying. So therefore, the grammar has a problem, and it should have been anyway to dwell in it. You're talking about building a building. So where is God? What are you doing? God's going to dwell in you? Why are you telling me about a building then? Build me a building so I can dwell in you. You're building me the building so I will be happy with you. That's the purposes of the thing. And that's why the grammar is off kilter here too, like you said. Okay? It should have been that way if it was Chem with the proper grammar of within you. It's not even within you correctly stated, as Sarah says. But it's besides that, it should have been the socho. It should have been in it, within it being the Mishkan. You're dwelling in a building because that's what you just said. You're building me a building. So where would you dwell? You're building a building through your friend, so your friend has some place to live. You want God to have a place to live. In fact, there was a whole argument with David and Melech. I don't want to go too much on this. There's a lot to do. But David and Melech, he was going to build this house, right? And he told the people, he said, I feel so bad, right? God doesn't have a place to live. We have these beautiful homes and palaces or wherever we live, and God doesn't have an apartment. He ain't got a house. He ain't got a place to live. Well, he lives in the universe. Great, great, great. But we want him to dwell with us. In fact, that's the idea of Shekinah. That's dwelling with us, right? In our Shekhinah, right? In our area. And that's what we pray for. At any rate, so what do I have this word here encoded before all that, and the pieces that you're giving as Teruma, meaning the metals and the woods and all those things, and the spices or whatever is listed there? It says the word Zecher 2 times in that area. That's purposeful that it says the word Zecher. Why Zecher? It's a remembrance. What is it a remembrance of? So for that we need the next page to see what it's a remembrance of, and it's a remembrance of the experience at Har Sinai. Now we're actually going to get into some of the Pesukim after those first 9, just a little bit right now and then more. That the experience at Har Sinai is what you are remembering. The whole Mishkan of carrying it around in the desert was so that I could relive the beautiful, wonderful display that they saw at Har Sinai, God's voice, the whole thing. They wanted to relive this every day. At Har Sinai, certainly they're living it all the time, partially because they have the Mishkan there, they're building it there. But what about when they march? What about when they get to Eretz Yisrael and it's sitting at Shiloh or wherever they sat before they built an actual Beit HaMikdash. They had the Mishkan with them for a long time, not just the 40 years in the desert. So they're reliving the Har Sinai experience. And we know this, how? Because the word Sinai is coded a couple of times here, actually. So Sinai, look at that, it's on page number 5, well, the back page. It says Sinai, Samech Yud Nun Yud, right, down the page. And Sarah will get us the code skip. And then back up the page, also not underlined. On the first page, it's backwards. Samech Yud Nun Yud Yud on the top in the word Hashemit, right? So it's Sinai 2 times. So what is this experience in the Zecher? It's the experience at Har Sinai. Why would you need to know Sinai? We know they're at Sinai. They're building the Mishkan at Sinai. They haven't left Sinai, and they won't leave Sinai till when? Till all the way to Bamidbar. 2nd or 3rd chapter, maybe it's 3rd chapter of Bamidbar. That's when they're actually marching away from Sinai. All that whole time, they're at Sinai. And what are they involved with themselves with? The Mishkan. Even Vayikra is mostly about the Mishkan, because carbonos. You can't do a carbon unless you're doing it in the Beit HaMikdash, or in this case, the Mishkan. Right? Sarah, yes?
Okay, 97, they count on the
97 on which one? Sinai?
Starting with the Yod and Yud.
Starting with the bigger one is 97. And the other one, you didn't do the other one yet? Okay, that's fine. 97. I think they're both 97.
Really?
I remember in my mind that there was a place where 2 codes were the same code skip. I'm pretty sure it's 97 also. Yeah, I don't know what 97 means except for the fact that it's half of Kadesh. Kodesh without the Vav. So it's half Kodesh. That's pretty cool. For the Sinai, right? Whatever. And there's a Sinai for that. And then there's another word here also. And that word is experience. And I hope I'm saying this right. I don't know. But that word happens to be, I have to see the underlines here, right. It's, I think it starts with a het. So Sarah, I need your help on this one. Het, Vav, Yud, He. Havaya? Havaya. Does that mean experience? Experience. That's cool. So that's experience. Not experience like I've got experience, but I'm experiencing something. I'm involved in something. So that's what the Zecher is. It's of this. Now, also back to that beginning one. Look at the Mishkan if you want again. You don't see the medals there, but look at page number 4 again if you like. There's a pasuk there we didn't talk about of these materials. So 95? I'm almost positive it's 97. I would not have had a code that was off by 2 and not I think I remember 97. Count it again.
I'll recount.
I'm pretty sure 97 was
don't
correct.
ask for help in the middle.
All right, if you want to. All right, yeah, I won't ask you help on this one because I know this one. So this is the Zot. I'm looking at pasuk number 3 on page number 4. The Zot HaTruma. This is the Truma, the present. Asher Tikru Ve'etam. That you will take from them, the Jewish people. Zahav, what's Zahav? Gold.
Gold.
The Chesed, which means silver, the Nechoshet. But without those Vavs, it's interesting, the 3 metals, they're the only metals. The rest of it's wood, and there's spices, and there's oils, and there's all kinds of stuff.
Fabric.
But this is the only, fabrics, yes, correct. But this is the only place there's metals talked about right there. So take off the Vavs. It's not in the Torah, this Gematria, but if you look at the page number 6, Zahav, Kesef, and Nechoshet, there are 3 names of those things. Hi, the Maros are here. I mentioned your names in the beginning part. You'll hear it in the thing. For good, only for good. I said beautiful family, wonderful children, and all that stuff. But besides that, I brought about, you'll probably be interested in this. It didn't harm anybody yet. It's not here for because it's a harmful thing.
Just to work on it. You need to see.
Mount Etna has erupted again this year. Where is that? It's in Sicily, folks. So that's your country, right? From before?
Right.
So in Sicily, Etna is exploding right now.
Yes,
And evacuation of all the cities close to it, and all of that is on the first page. That's right there in the Torah. It's all coded there.
Yeah.
But I talked about that one already, but I'm just...
Rabbi, you're from Sicily?
I was born there. My wife is
I understand.
She's from
the
America,
Jewish community
but she was
there is
living.
really getting, yeah.
A number of years, 10 years in there or something
Right.
like that, right?
There were about 8.
8, 9 years.
Okay, so we're on page 6 right now if you want to see. Do you have a sheet for Mira? Or she's looking at it? She's going to share. Robbie's going to share with you. Okay, there you go.
Thank you.
There you go. All right, so we're looking at page 6. What are the three
Like to
metals
just
that are
listen.
in the Mishkan? Everything is made in the Mishkan. Yes, there's a lot of wood and stuff, but everything where there's a metal is made either with gold on it, or silver on it, or copper, bronze, right? We'll call it bronze, but still it's like copper. And it's Nechoshech. And the numbers are here, what they add together to be. If you look at page 7, you can see the periodic table, chemistry. You got to learn that as a doctor. So the next page has chemistry, and you have the whole periodic table there for you. It's kind of small, but one of the columns, I can't read the number. Can you read the number on the top of the column? It's the column that has CU, AG, and AU.
29.
29, thank you. I can't see the number.
That's
So
copper.
CU happens to be copper. It's all in the same column because it is the same group of metals of similar properties. CU, AG, and AU. Copper is a great conductor of electricity. What do you think about silver? Also. In fact, even better. So when you learn chemistry, I have a degree in chemistry. So you learn about this stuff. And they're all the ones for the Mishkan. So we add up their gematria of Zahav, gold, Kesef, silver, and the Choshech, bronze or copper, and you get a total of 932. This is no quinky dinky. Why are these metals used in the Mishkan and then in the Beit HaMikdash later? As a beginning tikkun, not for the Egel Azav, even though the Mishkan was built partially because of the Egel Azav. But what's the Mishkan also a tikkun of? The Eitz Hadas Tov Bara. Because when you add these three together, you get Eitz Hadas Tov Bara. That is, when you walked in the Mishkan and you saw the bronze laver, or whatever you can see, or the altar, right, which is covered in bronze, you're getting a tikkun, a little bit, for the original sin, I hate to call it original sin, of Adam and Chava, for the sin of Adam and Chava, because we know that the Jews were ready to march into Eretz Yisrael. If they would have sinned with the Egel Azav, they were ready to go in. How could they go in? Because the Mishkan was going to be done irregardless of the Egel Azav. Teruma is already before. Now there's an argument between Rashi and Ramban. What's the argument? Rashi says there is no beginning and end in Torah. In other words, you have Parshiot that are out of place. Teruma didn't have to be where Teruma is. Well, next week, not this week, we will learn why, I can almost prove, that really Ramban, I hate to go against Rashi, but Ramban is more correct in this case. There is no former and later, true, but still, there are times when Teruma should be exactly where Teruma is, and regardless of if they ever would sin. God knew they were going to sin, and He gave them a Beit HaMikdash for that sin, and also for the fact that it's a tikkun. So that's why we have these metals. Now,